remains that in goal they have Les Sealy. Number 2 is Tim Breaker. You'll see him pushing forward down the right. Likewise, the number 3, the left back, Ashley Grimes. Number 4, the busy little midfield man, David Priest. At the centre of the defence, number 5, the skipper, Steve Foster. And alongside him, at number 6, David Beaumont, a Scot from Dundee United. He made his first appearance for Luton in the semi-finals. He's never been inside Wembley before today. Number 7, Danny Wilson, formerly of Nottingham Forest, right side of midfield. Number 8, the South African-born, American-educated Roy Wegley, a dangerous goal scorer, as indeed is the number 9, Mick Harford. He offers a real threat to Forest in the air this afternoon. At number 10, Ricky Hill, so much style and skill in the midfield from him. And at number 11, 20-year-old Kingsley Black, the youngest man in the team, left side of midfield. What about Nottingham Forest? Steve Sutton in goal. Number 2, Brian Laws, the right back, playing with protection over a gash. Required 20 stitches in his right hand. He fell on a wine glass. Number 3, that swashbuckling skipper, Stuart Pearce. 4, the brilliant young central defender, Des Walker, playing alongside the 20-year-old Scot, Terry Wilson, who wears the number 5. And at number 6 is Steve Hodge. At 7 is Tommy Gaynor, who replaces the injured winger, Franz Carr. 8 is Neil Webb. What a stage for his midfield skills. 9 is Nigel Clough, the manager's son and top scorer once again with 17. Followed at number 10 by Lee Chapman, 14 goals from him. And then at number 11, Gary Parker, once of Luton Town, scorer of that vital winner in the semi-final at Bristol City. Roger Milford taking a last look around, and the Littlewoods Cup final of 1989 is underway. Forest then attacking the goal to the left. Nigel Clough getting straight in. Ray Harford saying that he felt that Clough might be the most dangerous man they face. He gets so many things working as Nottingham Forest come forward. Webb trying to get Gaynor away. Just wondering how much, as you were saying, they'll miss the pace of Franz Carr down that right touchline. The Irishman, Tommy Gaynor, wearing the number 7 shirt this afternoon. David?
Well, of course, it's a strange position, but he has played there in the last 3 or 4 to give him a real feel of it. And, of course, they're missing Crosby as well, who also plays very well on the right-hand side and was influential last season.
Webb to Gaynor. Lee Chapman's made a show for him. Ball's playing it in, and it goes behind for the goal kick to Luton Town. Luton, who last season really set about their task in brilliant style against Arsenal, attacked them from the start and unsettled them. And I just wonder whether they will seek to put Forest out of their stride in the early parts of this game. Les Sealy, who missed the final last season, Andy Dibble played, if you remember, and made a hero of himself by saving a penalty. And Ashley Grimes, who came on as a sub last season, in fact made the winning goal for Brian Steen. Webb to Chapman. That's Priest. Good left foot. Terry Wilson got the header in there. Danny Wilson coming in quickly for Luton Town. Breaker. Wilson striding away down this side of the field, but it'll be a throw taken by Stuart Pearce for Nottingham Forest, back to his goalkeeper, Steve Sutton. Good defensive record, Forest. 4 clean sheets in the last 6 for Steve Sutton in his defence.
You saw right early on there where Grimes had 2 touches with Sealy, where Forest just backtracked, quite happy to let Luton have possession deep in their half, fill the spaces up, wait for Forest to come at them, intercept, and then that's when they counter so well.
Swift challenge by Hodge. Well, it's a test for the big blonde Terry Wilson. He's just 20 years old. Now facing the might of Mick Harford and Roy Wegley. Breaker again. Now Wilson getting underneath this one. Harford beyond him. Priest was in there. Well, that would have been totally unexpected, because David Priest, I don't think, has scored in the last 3 seasons for Luton Town, but he was in a very strong and promising position there once Harford had won that ball in the air.
Well, I think there was evidence again, Brian. They're going to continually put this diagonal one in and try and get someone breaking into the box to get the benefit of Harford's headwork.
Priest not quite tall enough. Breaker. Certainly Luton imposing themselves on Nottingham Forest, just as they did against Arsenal in the opening phase of the final last year. Breaker. Danny Wilson. He was just glancing it on. Gaynor was behind him. At the start of the afternoon, it was the fans in red, the Forest end, who were making all the noise, but they've been silenced, well, not silenced, but they've subdued a little bit by this opening burst of Luton Town's. Here's Lee Chapman. Parker. Here's the captain. Chapman. Laws. Gaynor away on the right. Playing inside to Neil Webb. Foster going in. He's lost the challenge though. Nigel Clough playing in there for Chapman. No, the flag is up. Offside, and the goal is ruled out. The first bit of menace really that Forest have shown, the first time they've really put an act together coming forwards. Ooh.
Well, if you level, you're off, Brian. I don't think there's any doubt.
Ashley Grimes to Roy Wegley. Yes, Webb read that superbly for Forest, and then had that little interchange with Lee Chapman. Webb going on. A little touch for Clough, back again for Webb. Webb shot! Good save by Seeley. Well, at least he stopped it and there was no harm in his inability to hold it. Because there were no red shirts around and Danny Wilson was able to tidy up for him. Pleasant little intricate move forward there by Forest. And Seeley behind the shot. Walker, back to Sutton.
I think, Brian, has probably been one offside decision so far, the crucial one where Chapman's put it in. But I think you'll get today, the midfield players will really relish the space in between the two back fours. It's a nice open game. There's not going to be the constant referee's whistle. And it's the team that passes it best and takes the chances that's going to win the day.
Breaker. Clough winning that challenge against Priest, bringing Neil Webb into it. Now Kingsley back. Young player of great potential, now a Northern Ireland international, trying to get Ricky Hill through! And the angle was just too sharp. That looked to be a glorious opportunity opening up for Luton Town. After some excellent work by Kingsley Black, and again a slip by Terry Wilson, not having his best game of the season by a long way, and suddenly the angle became more and more impossible. Tim Breaker's throw. Roy Wegley. Grease. In for it. Onto the left foot. Came off Terry Wilson, it'll be a corner. Steve Sutton couldn't quite keep it in play. Aiming, I think, to the linesman that he had, but certainly from this position it looked as though it had just crossed the line. Well, it provides Luton with a corner. Up comes Steve Foster. Roy Wegley at the near post. Somewhere lurking, yes, at the edge of the box is the powerful figure of Mick Harford. Ricky Hill just behind him. There's the corner. Aim for the head of Harford. Danny Wilson now, turning a good cross back in there again. And it's the goal there for Harford. Sutton just got his hand to it, but couldn't stop it going into the net for Luton Town. And the big man who saves important goals for important cup ties. 2 in the semi-finals and he hasn't scored since. And although Sutton got an arm to it, Harford's header goes home and Luton Town, the underdogs, go into the lead.
I think Harford, there was 5 players around Harford there, but he still managed to scare them with his presence and direct his header. And I was just about to say, when Priest took the corner, how accurate he can be with that ball to the back post. And at the moment, one can see the Luton plan, and so far it's worked a treat. They're looking to hit Harford as early as possible, get balls into that box and hope to unsettle Forest in the air.
Well, that's going to sort a few things out. And now we shall see how Forest can respond. Parker playing it in, Priest getting it away. Pearce again, towards Webb on the far side, and push back towards goalkeeper Seeley by Ashley Grimes. Unhappy with the job he had to do, and maybe a little fearful that he came a bit close to making it an own goal. Forest. Nick Harford, a 9-1 shot for scoring the first goal. Pearce taking it from Parker. Foster there for Luton. Crosses a good one. And saved there by Beaumont. Webb was right in there. And, well, Chapman was kicking lumps out of the goalkeeper there. Webb desperately trying to stop and doing a mediator's job there, because Seeley wanted to have a go at Chapman, and he was hauled back by the Nottingham Forest number 8. And I think the Luton goalkeeper really incensed there by the treatment of him as he was lying on the floor there, I think probably from Lee Chapman. Neil Webb trying to get it in there, and a bit of boot going in there from Lee Chapman, and Seeley very unhappy indeed about it. Terrific atmosphere, supercharged now with Luton Town going into the lead. And Clough, well, he curled it, and there wasn't a lot to spare.
Tremendous effort, really got his foot round the ball. I believe he scored a goal at Luton this season in the league from a similar position, probably slightly nearer. But that was a tremendous effort at goal.
Forest behind here then, but they've lost only 2 of their last 23. Fabulous run of form. But now finding Luton a very, very difficult obstacle indeed to overcome. Gainer. For Nottingham Forest in the red shirts, Brian Laws. Clough. Got the ball through to Gainer. The cross coming in, Chapman there. Oh, it just needed a flick and he couldn't quite provide it, and Parker came in fast on the far post, and Forrest so close to getting back into it then. Parker to Pearce to Webb, little chip by him. Pearce have gone on, and they get a corner. A brighter start by Nottingham Forest, David Fleet.
Yes, I think Mr. Clough will have generated some words in the dressing room, and they've got to push on, they've really got to go for it. Hodge and Webb, I expect to get forward even more.
Harford coming back doing some useful work. Laws. Stopped by Beaumont. Wilson. Here's Black. Quick, tidy player, David Beaumont. Harford. Wilson turning well and beating Pearce. Gregory, very active and always available. Bit of space here now again for Danny Wilson. A little chip by him, and Wegley's gone in after it. Wilson was there. Oh, and Harford! And in the end, it's Laws who got it away almost off the line. Wilson again, not quite sure where he was, and missed his footing after a good thrust in the first place by Wegley, and suddenly Harper was in there. For a moment it appeared the goal was at his mercy again. Well, let's have a look at the corner, and then maybe we'll have a look at that moment when we've seen what happens here. Different sort of corner, and not a very profitable one there by Ricky Hill. Here's Clough. That's a good ball. Now Webb. And Chapman's away beyond the last man if he can time his pass. Gaynor's here too, but Luton are getting back in strength. And Forest missed a good opportunity there. One of their players is down injured on the far side. Terry Wilson taking it up though. Neil Webb, a turn by him. Lee Chapman, just over. Nigel Clough is injured. Well, openings at both ends there, David.
Yeah, the game's certainly up the gear. I must say I was most impressed with Wegley's contribution in that move of Luton's, where Laws just saved Forest's bacon.
That was the Chapman shot, and then at the other end of the one you were just talking about, Danny Wilson with the cross.
Yeah, Wegley made an excellent run after being involved in the build-up, and then as it deceived Wilson, it looked as though Harford was a certainty.
And Brian Laws getting in and doing the necessary. Keeping the game moving well is Roger Milford. Webb. Webb again. Maybe at half-time Mr. Clough suggested he should impose himself a little more on the game. He's certainly got the skills, and here's Hodge. That's going to be a penalty. Seeley brings him down, and Forest gets a reprieve from the penalty spot. Nigel Clough will take it. He in fact scored from the spot against Luton in February against Les Seeley.
I can't help feeling that Seeley will be disappointed with that.
Well, let's just see whether he'll be disappointed with this as well. It's 1-1. There'll be a father sitting on the bench for Nottingham Forest who'll be greatly relieved by that. So the red and white flags have come out, and the banners with them, the inflatables too, and Forest are back in business. Nigel Clough's 18th goal of the season and his 5th from the penalty spot. Now we've really got a game. And Luton have been playing so well. As you say, they'll be disappointed to have conceded that penalty. You feel that maybe there was a question mark against the penalty decision?
I think no, I think it was a penalty, but I think Les Seeley rushed, came too quickly, should have stood his ground a little bit. It was going quickly. Hodge was going really away from the goal and wide.
Now Webb, and again he holds his head in his hand, but Tommy Gaynor steers the free kick. Danny Wilson with it. Foster's gone forward for this one, but Law's got the header. Ricky Hill now trying to volley it back. Here's Stuart Pearce. To Clough. To Webb. And now to Gaynor. Chapman's waiting. Might come for Parker. His shot charged down by Priest. That looked ominous for Luton when Gaynor got that position, and there's no doubt about it, Chapman hurls himself towards the near post. He gets to that 6-yard box so quickly. Well, they've got a corner, Forest. Parker with it, played short for Pearce, driven by him off Ricky Hill for a throw to Forest.
just get the feeling also, David, that Neil Webb's beginning to enjoy his game a little more in the second half and coming that much more into it.
Yes.
Ricky Hill playing it short for Tim Breaker.
It's Neil Webb getting it away to Forrest.
Back. Stopped by Clough. Won by him. Chapman now to Gaynor. Then he redshirts forward and Neil Webb is further forward than any of them. There's Webb. A brilliant goal for Forest, and that's 2-1. Well, Neil Webb had a few things to say to Tommy Gaynor because he passed out to him so often and Tommy hadn't been able to gather the ball. That was a superlative ball in by Gaynor. And good, quick thinking and clever skills from Neil Webb.
It was a superb ball. Gaynor's kept the shape all afternoon. He's found difficulty getting past Grimes, but he's kept the shape, and whilst he's been out there, there's always a chance of that ball. But I did feel it was a very close decision there, and they've got the benefit of the linesman's flag.
Luton will shortly make a substitution. Darren McDonough on. There was Ashley Grimes, we think, who may be coming off, but not just for a moment. What's worrying us at the moment is what Nigel Clough or Stuart Pearce will do from this. 20 in the wall. Seeley's lined them up. How effectively we shall see in a moment.
Pearce driving it, and it's over the top.
It was a lovely shot there as he drove the ball. Both Hodge and Webb fell down to get out the way in the wall, so there may be a slight chink which Pearce could have pierced.
Well, there's a substitute shortly to be made. They can't quite attract Roger Milford's attention at the moment, and it's Darren McDonough who will be coming on for Luton, a midfielder. Webb, Hodge. Forest beginning to look much more comfortable about their work now. Edgy in that first half hour in particular when Luton played so well against them. Foster going in. See where McDonough, what job he takes. There was a lot of speculation that he might be playing from the first whistle to try and mark Nigel Clough out of the game. Possibly Ray Harford is feeling that Clough is having too big an influence now, and they've got to put somebody specifically on him.
But at the moment here are Luton now. Priest with a good little ball there. Harford playing it in for Black. And he was so close to getting in and getting a shot there. Also very close to Brian Laws conceding a penalty.
I almost thought Black might have been playing for the penalty, Brian. He seemed to hesitate.
Here's Ricky Hill. Try and get a look at that in a moment, David.
Dispossessed by Neil Webb. Played inside for Nigel Clough. Ahead of him is Parker and Lee Chapman.
Clough again. No, he's let that one go. Ashley Grimes with it. Little touch and a good touch there by Harford. Priest tried to get that in behind the fullback. The flag in any case was up. The referee has allowed the game to go on with Nottingham
in possession, and here's Tommy Gaynor. Chapman again made a good break for him, getting towards that 6-yard box. There's Nigel Clough again. It's another one. Top scorer for the last 3 seasons. He's top scorer again now. He's added 2 to his 17 that he'd scored already this season. He's on 19. Sliding that in wide of Seeley, just inside the far post. And Forest now leading 3-1 with some valuable breathing space. David Pleat?
Well, there was just a little space there that was picked out. Coffey once again coming from a deeper position, whereas he's not standing up against the central defenders. He's coming all the time, drifting from deeper positions. And he's one of these players that has a quite happy to have an early shot. He's not worried if there's bodies in front of him where he's got to make the perfect goal. He's quite happy to hit the ball, and it's crept in the far corner. And I think, to be fair to him, he's deserved it. He's played excellent. He plays with his head.
About 11 minutes to go. David Bleat has to nominate our man of the match. I don't want you to name the man of the match, obviously, yet, David, but what sort of people are going through your mind?
Well, there's a few contenders, Brian. There's been lots of good football played out there, lots of good controlled football. Stevie Hodges broken very well, very energetically second half, and was influential, of course, in the most important goal, the equaliser. Nigel Clough has played splendidly all afternoon with an economy of effort. I think the important thing for Luton is that they take strength from the performance today and they go on and get out of trouble, and then they will have had a very successful season.
Here's their corner, driven in this time, but Parker getting it away for Nottingham Forest. Little Priest crossing it in again. That time Lee Chapman was there. McDonough driving it back again, but in amongst the clutch of photographers there. So a goal kick for Nottingham Forest. On their way past Chester, Coventry, Leicester, Queen's Park Rangers, Bristol City, and now
They beat Luton Town to take the 1989 Littlewoods Cup. Father and son. Brian Clough's first trophy since Nottingham Forest won the European Cup back in 1980. They were here that same year for the League Cup, but lost it to Wolves, having won it the 2 previous years. It's been a long time for Nottingham Forest not to have a trophy. But now it's started to come good for them, thanks to the goals that came in the second half. As kisses come all around the bench there. Goals, 2 from Nigel Clough, 1 from Neil Webb. Led by Stuart Pearce. It's a longer climb these days to the Royal Box for weary footballers, and their headgear and their scarves and this swashbuckling character of a fullback, Stuart Pearce. The cup is back at Forest. It's been a long time coming. Steve Sutton, the goalkeeper. Little Steve Hodge, who lost here as a Tottenham man in the FA Cup final against Coventry. Lee Chapman, who's weighed in with 14 very useful goals this season. Brian Laws, who thought he might have missed it.